But anyways, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? You don't look ready, buddy.
I'm ready. Just let's rock and roll.
All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the. All right, let's get the game face on. This is Resilient Father Podcast. I'm here with my friend Mr. Jacques. Mr. Jacques, go ahead and say hi.
Hello, what's going on, people?
All right, this is episode two. We did episode one, little intro, short video last week. Kind of give you guys a little insight on what we're going to talk about. But how was your workout today at the gym? You hit it?
Uh, not as good as Saturday, man. Today was a quick one. I was slow getting in the gym, and had to be somewhere at a certain time, so I kind of had to get in and get out. But I got a workout in. It was good.
Let me guess, somebody was bugging you to hurry up and get home.
No, no. Meeting my mom at a certain time, and she had to be back to work, so I needed to be on time.
Yeah, I kind of stayed in the gym a little bit too long, about 2 hours. I think I burned about 1,500 calories. I hadn't burned that many calories in a long time. So definitely drained, a little tired. Had a little Subway sandwich. But, anyways, all right, so you ready for it? Let's get back
Let's
to the
hit it.
seriousness. Men's mental health. That's the subject at hand. The social stigmas behind it, the quiet that we keep amongst ourselves. Why do we keep quiet? And what causes us to struggle? We all have different struggles. We all go through different walks of life. We all have different parents. We all have a different support system. Some of us have a support system, some of us don't. How are you when it comes to your support system?
I have a great support system. And I think that's the reason I've been able to handle and deal with some of the things I've dealt with over the years, and how I can deal with things a little bit better now. So I think I have a better support system now than I did when I was active duty or when I was younger, but I still had a good support system. My support system has been my mom, man. My mom and the Lord above, and mainly my mom, because at times I've not relied on my religion. I've not relied on God, and that's who I rely on. I would always lean on my mom, and me and my mom have a great relationship, and she's been my support system. And she relies on God, and that's how she comes to me. So anytime that I've had to lean on her or I needed her strength, she brought the religious aspect into it to help me to get further. Now I have a few more friends, close friends that I get to talk to about things and bounce ideas off of, and I'm able to um, express myself a little bit better with different people, and they support me as I go through.
Well, that's
Is that
definitely good. It's good to have a good support system, especially your parents. They're supposed to be your primary support system. Some of us unfortunately don't have that. But besides your mom, what about friendships?
um, I got a big brother, lives in Hawaii. I talk with him I talk with him on occasion, and he just has this energy about him, man. We've known each other for a long. He's not really my big brother, not by birth, but he is my big brother. We met many moons ago in Hawaii riding motorcycles, and we've stayed close. We've been stationed near each other or lived near each other a few times. So right now he has me by like 7 or 8 years. I talk to him. His energy is what pulls me out of whatever funk I'm in when I get to talk to him. So it's him. Um, I've been able to talk to you about some things. You were with me last year as I was going into a dark space. So I've been able to talk to you, and I got a few other friends, but it's hard to reach out to people. I don't want to always open up and reach out to people. So I will go through things by myself and not reach out to some of my friends that I have. I have lots of friends that I can reach out to. I have lots of associates, brothers and sisters in arms that are willing and there to talk to me about things. I just feel like I'm a burden, so I don't always want to reach out to them. But my mom and my brother, and then I have you that I get to talk to, and y'all help get me through the things that I'm going through whenever I'm going through stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. Not wanting to reach out to people because you don't want to be a burden to them. But what about the ladies, man? What the ladies at? You got a special lady in your heart?
No ladies, man, just me.
Just you?
Just me.
All that young energy you got?
Just me, man. That's how I got to keep it right now. Kind of focusing more on me to get me through some things. Had a girlfriend last year. We split. It was uncomfortable, not the greatest. Like I said, it sent me into depression, and that's where I finally reached out and got diagnosed. And realizing that I've had it for a while, it just manifests at times, and I put a name to it. So right now, I'm working on me.
Oh man, that's pretty deep. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Um, I've been there. You know, relationships can be tough, but it's all about how you recover from it and improve, become a better version of yourself. You know, and not allow that to encompass your whole mental health and keep you down in the dumps. But how was well, here I'll tell you first, share a little bit about myself. My childhood it was a little rough, I would say more than most. You know, my dad was a tough individual and we kind of grew up in a tough environment. That's just who he was. Please excuse the technical difficulties. My friend Mr. Jacques was having an issue with his connection, but he's all ready to go. So now we're back to the podcast. And he wasn't really emotional um, himself. I'm sorry, I know that inside joke that I'm laughing about with you, but yeah, my dad wasn't very emotional. You know, he didn't show any emotion with us. He always had a very serious outlook on things, and I think he was like that because the way his father was with him, and they didn't really get to have that relationship until I would say the last year or two of when my grandpa ended up basically getting sick and passing away. And so, you know, at least for him, he was able to get some clarity before, you know, he passed and they were able to at least talk about it. And so I haven't really spoken to my dad much about the things that he's done up until recently, to be honest with you. And it's been a little difficult, I would say, for both of us. Um, More so, I'm guessing for him, because that's something that he has to live with, you know, for the rest of his life is everything that he did to me, my brothers and sisters, my stepmom, my mom. That's something that's going to be, you know, either on his conscience or not. You know, that's up to him to decide what it's going to do to him mentally. But I know for me, it shaped who I am as an individual. You know, now as as an adult, as a father myself. You know, I have two beautiful children. Um, I've been married and divorced before. You know, I'm remarried now. I have a good support system, and I'm evolving myself as well. You know, I'm learning things as I come, and I didn't grow up with love. You know, and so I'm learning how to love, and I'm doing it mainly for my kids. So I don't know if you've had a rough childhood growing up, or what that was like for you.
I did. Grew up in the South, so Southern. Um, Grew up to mostly a single mom. She wasn't always single, but grew up to a mom, two sisters. I'm the oldest of three kids. I have two younger sisters. I grew up kind of less fortunate. So there are times that I remember my mom working three jobs to keep the lights on, to keep food in the house, and so forth. And not all the time those were on at the same time. There are times that I remember we had gas, so we boiled water to take a bath and different things. So we grew up less fortunate. And but my mom did her best to provide for us, and I know she sacrificed a lot for us during that time. But me being the oldest and a boy, I kind of had to grow up a little bit faster than normal kids. So I ended up with my mom working so much. I ended up being the one to take care of my sisters at a very young age. Probably before I was a teenager, I was babysitting and taking care of my sisters and growing up with them, watching the house while I'm still a kid. And that's kind of how I live. Fortunately, my dad was around. I didn't know him very well. We didn't very, my mom and him didn't get along. So I didn't see him. I didn't see him very often. I did have a bonus dad. They weren't married at the time. He was around. I wouldn't say I had a huge father figure in my life in my younger age. My dad, my bonus dad, didn't really fill the niche. You know, he didn't fill the position until I was a little bit older, and even then, there was lack. There's lacking. There's still lacking now. He doesn't show a lot of emotion. Um, it's different. So I'm fortunate to have had a lot of positive male role models in my life that I was able to watch them and benefit from knowing them. I have a cousin that, for the longest time, I think he's only a couple years older than me. He seems older, but he was my role model growing up. It seemed like he had everything that I would have liked to had growing up. So I looked up to him, and he doesn't know it, but he taught me a lot of things when I was younger that helped me out. And then we moved away, different environment, different schools, and then I ended up meeting. I just met some cool people that influenced me in a positive way, and then I've had some that didn't influence me in a positive way. But then when I joined the military, it kind of all changed from then on. Then I had a lot of positive role models and mentors, and still have a lot of role models and mentors. And I look at a lot of people and I admire them. I admire a lot of men. But the things that I know now, kind of like you, learning as we go. I don't have any children of my own. I have basically adopted kids. So I have five godchildren, and I have four. I have 4 or 5 adopted kids, maybe 7. It depends on how they feel about me at the time. Um, I'm a father figure to them, so not their dad, um, not a father, but I'm a father figure. They look to me as a father figure here and there.
Yeah.
So I get to learn from that. And in my previous relationship, I was a grandfather, and there I learned a lot about being a father figure, a father, because essentially I had the title of grandfather, but I was taking care of my granddaughter. So I learned a lot, and she's on the spectrum. So I had a crash course in being, hey, here you go. I went from no kids to I had a whole family learning how to do things. So yeah, I had to learn a lot of things there. And my mental health, it's struggled during that times. I've struggled throughout my military career. When I sit down and look back on things, uh, I replay situations, and now I can connect it to, oh, that situation, the feelings I had after that, that was anxiety, or that was depression kicking in, or I had this and I had that. I didn't know it then. I just, we're in the military, man. It's suck it up, buttercup, keep going. So I didn't realize things then that I realize now about my mental health. And now I try to be a positive role model to all people, men, women, but I really want to be a positive role model for my niece, my nephews, because they're men as they're growing up. Um, my adopted children, I try to be a positive role model for them. They can come talk to me now about situations. I have one that talks to me about his girlfriend or ex girlfriend or soon to be girlfriend. I don't know. I can't keep up, but he gets to talk to me about that, and he shares his feelings about things. And I'm trying to take a different road than what I grew up with as being a male and my mental health. But now I recognize a lot of things, and I get to talk to people. I get to talk to you. I get to talk to my brother. I have a cousin that I meet with once a month. We spend some time. I get to talk to him. He's helped me out a lot. Great support system right now.
Right. So it's like you have many opportunities to try to talk to people now where you didn't have that, or at least you weren't in a space to think about opening up to people. And now
You're
your
right.
mentality's changed a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working
Right.
on it. I don't always want to open up when something's going on. I just a lot of times I just want to deal with it myself and keep moving. And sometimes it just takes a little bit for me to finally talk about what's going on to get it off my chest, and then it helps. And
Yeah.
then there's a trust thing, man. It's you got people that you can tell them something and they'll use it against you. And
Mhm.
so I've
I feel
been,
you.
yeah, careful about who you can trust with things.
Mhm.
So I keep it close to my heart now, but I do have a support system that I can go to. And I got people like you that, sound of my voice. You can tell when something's wrong, and you kind of sometimes you'll pull it out of me, and sometimes you'll just kind of let me take it at my own pace.
Especially in the military, I would assume it's a male-dominated workplace. I don't know what is the I would say what is the ratio of women to men there? 70 30
It
70-30 split, you think?
Probably not that much. Maybe I don't know the statistics off the top of my head, but yes, it is still male dominated, and it is a my experience. It was you kind of had to be millimeter perfect a lot of times, and oh man, it was. I had some good bosses. I had some bad bosses, and it was rough. Sometimes you could mess up, and it'll be okay, and then other times you make a misstep or do something, and they would blow up on you. And yeah, I it was tough. You had to get thick skin, and I think that's where I got trying to be a perfectionist from, because people get upset when you mess up or make a mistake, and it would bother me a lot. And at one time I got a lot of anxiety, um, when I had to go talk to certain people, because I knew that, oh, if I go talk to this person, they how my experience with them has not been positive. So it was nerve wracking to go talk to them. And at the time, I didn't seek help.
Mhm.
I Throughout my career, I didn't really seek help. And there's programs in place. They have tools. They talk about it, but at at the time, I didn't have a there was not a connection. So I didn't make a connection to the things I was feeling and how I was going through. I didn't connect it to that's my mental health.
Mhm.
I just stress work. I do this, maybe some of this stress will go away, and things will be better. And it wasn't always like that. So military is tough. Fortunately, my upbringing, single mom for a while. I can't say she spent the whole time single, but oldest kid growing up, taken care of, dealing with stuff, dealing with parents that drink, that fought, that were abusive to each other, not the kids, abusive to each other. That helped my stress. So always having that type of stress, I was used to living and dealing with high stress. So when I joined the military, it wasn't as stressful to me as it was to some people, but different situations brought in depression and anxiety. And I didn't really have anyone to talk to about that. Well, no, I had people to talk to. I was not comfortable talking with people about things. And I didn't know that I should talk to people about some of the stuff I go through or I went through when I was in active duty.
Especially like at my work, you know, that's not even an option.
Oh, man.
You're not even allowed to talk about things because it's just we're in a male-dominated space, and even if we weren't in a male-dominated space, just the society expectations. There's a lot of stigmas between just even doing this podcast. You know, um, first video already went out last week, and I've already had people hitting me up. kind of making fun of things, poking fun of things. And
Mm,
if you know me, I don't care what anybody thinks.
yeah.
I'm doing this for somebody that might benefit from this, and that's at the end of the day, that's why I'm doing this, and um, not really caring what people have to say, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna live your life for you. You have to live your life for yourself, and you're the one that's gonna have to deal with how your life plays out. And so by by doing things um, how you want to do them is how you're going to live life happy, without outside influence. Unless that outside influence is really positive and goal driven to make you a better version of yourself and not so much kind of putting you down or thinking that they can. Oh, we lost you again, buddy. You back?
Oh man.
You back? Oh, come
I'm
on,
back.
man.
I thought I put it on airplane mode and I didn't, and it still came. It's probably still come through because it's on Wi-Fi. But
We had a perfect stream going on.
we
But
did.
hold on a second, okay? I got something funny real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second, buddy. Yep, that's me coming up on the next episode talking about this picture, where it came from, and where it went. All right, buddy, where where we at now? What were we talking about before we messed up?
Lost my whole train of thought with that phone call that just came in. But
I'm telling you, man, all these females, they can't stay off you, son.
no, no,
They
no,
they
man.
can't stay off you.
Oh man, not even like that. Um, we were talking about your job and male dominated and how you can't, yeah, how you don't have an environment that's conducive to you wanting to speak out or speak about things.
Yeah,
And that's a lot of jobs. That's like you mentioned, society has this standard of men where we have to be tough, and if we talk about our feelings or so forth, it's considered weakness. Or you have the people that don't really care about our feelings. We have to shove it down and keep moving forward, and it causes a lot of issues to some men as they try to live life. They're struggling, and I'm with you on this. I think this is a great opportunity for us to open up a channel and a space for men to come talk about their feelings, not be judged. Have other men to be able to talk to them about how they feel, things they go through, and let them know, hey, it's okay. We can talk about this. This is a safe space. And I've shared the video, the first I shared the first I shared the first episode with some men, mostly men, positive reviews on my end, man. A lot of people love
hey,
it.
good morning. How you doing?
Looking
So
forward
now we're
to
talking about
this
how to talk
episode,
to
possibly the
sensitive
next
females
one,
about it.
and I'm hoping it'll reach out and help a lot of people. Because now
Oh,
that I'm
super dope.
retired military, I'm still kind of looking for my purpose, but I want to bring value to people's lives. And one of the things I want to do is I want to help people. I like to help them somehow, any way I can, to an extent. I want to try to reach out and help them. And I think this is a great avenue that you, me, and maybe some other people that can reach out and help some men overcome something and just keep moving forward and to be better. You know me, I'm always pushing people, especially my friends, people close to me, to be better. Like trying to always get you to be more positive sometimes. Something I don't need advice or so forth, just someone to sit and listen, understand it, and then a lot of times I will feel better just being able to get it off my chest.
Right. That understands.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. It's great when somebody you can tell somebody something and they understand and they don't need to try to fix it. They just I hear you, I understand, and that's kind of what we need.
for sure. Oh, the kids got home. Hey, son, how you doing? School was good or what? But I'll be with you in a second, okay? But anyways, most people will either kind of ignore. Some people will pay attention, and they're gonna take it one of two ways. These men are crazy, or man, these guys are onto something. How can I benefit? And
uh,
so, if I had to ask you, what's one thing that you could share with the audience, whether it's as a child, as an adult, that you feel has put you in a mental funk?
um, let you know, two things can be true at once. We can still be crazy, but we can still be here to help everybody. So
Yep.
we might be a little crazy, but
Me more than you, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you let yours come out a little bit more. Mine's a little bit more reserved, but we're both there.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, um, I believe the first time that I had gotten serious, I won't say it's serious adversity. The first time I got fired from a position in the military, I was stationed in Italy, and I was basically what we call a NCOIC, non-commissioned officer in charge of a section. So I had, I think, 30 people under me that I was in charge of what they did, budgeting, what jobs they accomplished. I was in charge of everything. And I was new to the position, new to the base, new to the rank. So I was still learning things. I had run the shops before, but this was a new place, new location. I was running things. And I don't remember exactly what I did, but I know I had a boss that brought me in the office and basically berated me. So I'm at this point, I'm a grown man. I had been in the military over 14, 15 years now. And I had a boss that brought me in his office and berated me to the point where I had tears in my eyes and said some not nice things. Not, yeah, some things that really just kind of in a way crushed me. And it took me a while to bounce back from that. And at that same point, he essentially fired me from my position, which being fired from a position in the military is never a good thing. Well, it can be a good thing, but it was not a good thing. And that was my first time I had been fired from a position. And up till then, I had done pretty well in my military career, but he fired me. And the firing part I could have took, it was the berating of me in his office in front of my supervisor at the time, who was only a rank below him. Yeah, that set me back. That that really, I don't say put me in a dark place. That really set me back and hurt me a lot mentally and career wise. Um, that was, yeah. I don't want to say it's hard to talk about now as I'm thinking about it, and I've had a lot of emotions around that, and I can kind of start to feel some of the emotions. But that was a tough time for me doing that, and then having, it wasn't a firing and then you go away to somewhere different and you start over. It was, I'm going to take you out of this position and I'm going to put you over here, but I'm still around the same people. So I'm having to clean out my office. I'm still working with all the same people. Everyone sees it, and everybody knows what happening. They might not understand why. I didn't understand why, and kind of now I still don't understand why. But it took me out of that position and put me in another position. But the berating in his office, as I think I was almost in my 40s, I was in late 30s or 40s when this happened. So grown man, like I said, 15 years in, and he basically made me cry. I mean, I didn't go boo-hooing, but I mean, I had tears in my eyes during this meeting as him talking to me like I'm insignificant, that I am worthless. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I felt afterwards, that I'm worthless. And it took me a while to move past that and to kind of bounce back. And I got in a new position, and I think I did, after I got over it, I did some great things and moved on, ended up leaving that base and ended up being stationed with this person again. And that gave me a lot of anxiety because of that instance. And that wasn't the only instance with this person. I had a couple run-ins with them, and I had a lot of anxiety about seeing them, or whenever they summoned me or called me to their office. I had a lot of anxiety about being in that office because of what happened. And yeah, I ended up having to be stationed with that person again. A lot of fears and concerns came up, and I always kind of walked on ice around that person. And when I was stationed with him again, it was different. He was more of an advocate for me to get a higher position, to be specialized and to do something different. But I still had that core memory and some of those same feelings whenever I would see this person or talk to them. Yeah, that was a tough time, and that really beat me down at that time. And I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I mean, I told my mom. I
Yeah,
was able to talk to my mom, and as I told you earlier, my mom is religious. I'm religious, so she, of course, brought God into it, and that helped me through it, having her. But she was the only one I could really talk to about it, and she was the only one I can confide in. And eventually, I did talk to some other people that I ended up working with, and I got to meet and learn a little bit more. But she was the one that supported me through that, as I eventually I had to pull myself out of that and to move further. And I ended up doing great things in other places, but I think that set me back, and I'd never really truly recovered from that. And
that's
it
I
took a while.
understand something difficult to have to deal with, especially it's kind of like your manhood's being tested and basically being disrespected amongst your peers, your coworkers. But thanks for sharing with that. With that, I want to end things, and hopefully, for the next podcast, we have more to kind of speak up on and open up other conversations, get a little bit more in deep uh, childhood traumas and things like that. Kind of focus on what kind of shaped us, who we are, and go from there. But anyways, thank you for your time today, Mr. Jacques. We'll see you next episode
Hey
coming
man,
up here next week.
glad I can be here, and hope everybody tunes in and come listen. And it's a safe place. Come here and talk to us, and let's talk through it.
For sure. Next time, hopefully, we'll have another special guest. I'm hoping to put some stuff together, working on that right now. So we should be in for a surprise next week. All right, buddy.
Hey, sounds good, my man.
All right. You have a good one. Thank you guys, everybody. Go ahead and give it a follow on Resilient Father Podcast. You guys have a good night. And here's the intro into next week's podcast. What's going on, Mr. Jack, Mr. Z? How we doing today?
Great, man. How are you?
You guys ready to see some man titties, boy?